All right, I'm Dave Rett, and I'm going to talk about the Sound Tool SuperCAT Sound cable. We just had a bunch of it made, and the reason we made it is looking for a really high quality CAT5e or better cable is a really difficult task. We make the SuperCAT Lite and some SuperCAT Sound CAT5e cable, and it's good shielded cable. We do a lot of products with that allow you to put audio, DMX, COM, and AES3 over CAT5. CAT5e. CAT5 cable is pretty amazing stuff. It's very, very high frequency response. It's able to carry this data that goes to, gigahertz and beyond. It's got really high quality twisted pairs. It's relatively inexpensive, and it's fairly common. Plus the Ethercon type connection system or RJ45 allows you to have a multi-core type connector and allow you to unplug and plug in cables very easily. If you use that for audio, DMX, or other formats over it, you have a 4-channel molt basically, and to get, as anybody's familiar with pro audio, having a disconnectable molt an expensive and awkward thing to get and difficult to terminate. So the question was, what if someone made a really, really high quality CAT5e or better cable that combined all the assets of high frequency response, high capability data cable with the windability and strength of audio cable. I mean, audio cable's been made for decades. We've got that stuff wired. We know how to make it. Companies know how to make it, we wind the stuff up on a regular basis, doing shows. 100-meter long snakes to front a house. And we're pulling this stuff around barricades. And now what's happened is, since we're reliance on Cat5 and other types of data cable, we're bundling these inferior jacketed cables, these not as durable cables, or hard to wind stuff, and running these long runs. And it's not really built for this portable pro usage. So I set out to build what the optimum cable that not only is capable of carrying CAT5e and better data, but also is optimized for carrying the multiple formats over the same cable. Here's a piece of the Sound Tool SuperCAT. It's a 7.5 mil cable. Here's the SuperCAT Sound. Here's the SuperCAT Lite. You can see it's thinner. The SuperCAT Lite's thinner than the SuperCAT Sound. And then here's like a piece of Cat6. And first thing you know, it's like a lot of these data cables are just hard to, they just kink and bend and they stay bent versus coming straight. Another thing that's interesting, if you have cable and you want to know if it's of good quality, you can take a pair of cutters or something and pinch it. If it turns white when you pinch it, that means that the manufacturer has put talcum in the cable. And there's a PVC jacketed cable, but they've added an additive to keep the cost down. You don't really want that. It weakens the cable. And here we can see that we can pinch this stuff and it doesn't hurt. This is a polyurethane jacket instead of a PVC jacket or other material. Polyurethane, like skateboard wheels. It's tough as can be. So let's take a look inside. There's a lot of aspects to Cat5. What's cool about it, what makes Cat series cable, category 5, 6, 7 cables special, are several things. One of them is the quality of the twists. If you have very, very high quality twists that are very precise, it'll improve the rejection of outside noise, and it'll allow higher frequency response to travel down it. Audio cable's never been held to that spec. Furthermore, actually, if you didn't know, the Cat5 actually, the different pairs twist at different speeds. That way they don't, again, to reduce some of the crosstalk between them. There's a lot of other interesting aspects. So let's pull the jacket off of this. so there's polyurethane jacket, and inside here is a non-woven paper wrap, non-woven wrap, not paper, and that stops the jacket from binding, which allows it to flex a bit and gives it increased flexibility. Next we see there's 5 high-strength separator strands. There's 4 on the outside, and these are, extremely, breaking those is extremely difficult. The SuperCAT Sound has got over 3 times the pull strength of standard CAT5 spec cable. Take these off. And what I did was I individually shielded each of the pairs as you would with CAT6 or CAT7. But instead of putting the foil conductive surface to the outside as CAT7, CAT6 is, I wrapped it the way an audio cable is wrapped, with the conductive surface to the inside. So that way these shells actually don't short to each other. So if you wanted to terminate this like a standard audio cable and have this come out to a fan out of 4 individually grounded pairs, you can do so. So there's actually not 9 wires, 8 plus the shield. There's actually 12 wires, 12 distinct wires. And there's an internal separator down the middle, which keeps these things spaced a little farther apart. It improves the crosstalk from pair to pair. Cut off that 5th. Now each of the pairs has got a clear plastic wrap, a clear wrap that protects the shield. I don't know if you've seen old audio snakes, but after a while they braid with each other and the shields begin to short out, causes crackling sounds and noises, so we added this extra layer there. And we've got the foil shield, and this is conductive to the inside. There's our drain wire, 1 wire per pair, and then we've got a paper wrap or a non-woven wrap going one direction, and then a second wrap going the opposite direction. Again, preventing abrasion of the internal insulated pair, twisted pair. And then we can look at the pairs here. And each of the pairs has got the 2 conductive wires, and then there's also 2 filler strands that keep them spaced from each other and keep the twists pure. Take those off. All right. So really what I did was I took the best of both worlds. Took all the quality aspects, many of the quality aspects, took all the quality aspects from CAT5e, put in some of the aspects of CAT6, like the individually shielded pairs, and then took the aspects of Pro Audio cable and added those in to kind of achieve the best of all worlds. This cable exceeds CAT5e specs. It exceeds CAT6a specs for crosstalk, PS Next, and FEL Fext, and it exceeds CAT5e on every aspect, and approaches CAT7 in many ways, while maintaining the flexibility of a high-quality Pro Audio cable. Cool.